off. I mean, it's late, so let's get some, rest for this guy
It's
here.
not late. It's not late. What are y'all
I know
talking?
Billy's out in California. He's
Oh yeah,
always,
he's living a
I'm like
different life, man.
midnight. Sure, why not? No
oh
big
my
deal.
gosh.
That's why I think the games for people are whining about the game. I'm like, man, I'm gonna eat dinner. I'm gonna sit down. It's perfect time. 7 o'clock. I'm all
Oh my
about that.
gosh.
It's a good time for me.
Yep. So we have with us tonight assistant coach for your VCU Rams, JD Byers. So real quick, what do the guys call you? Call you Coach, JD? What do they call you? First off.
Yeah, most of these guys call me JD. It's gone through a lot of different things over the years. It was Coach B when I
Right.
first started, which ironically that's what the players at Virginia Tech call my wife now.
Right.
Because they all called her Jenkins, which was her last name, but now she's Coach B.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been Coach Byers when I was at Rice, and then since it's been at VCU for the most part, it's been JD, which I'm fine with. As long as there's a level of respect there, the name doesn't really matter. I know there's some people like Coach Martelli's dad was huge on not calling me coach. I think he wrote a whole book about it. So everybody has a different feeling about that, but most of these guys call me JD.
Yeah, no, that's good to get on that level. So, JD, thanks for hopping on with us. Your time is valuable. So, there's a couple things going on for you. Obviously, you're probably just coming in from practice, I would guess.
Yep.
Probably have an early morning tomorrow and run through and all that. So yeah, first off, how are the guys? How are their nerves? What's the feeling? What's the vibe out there?
Yeah, I mean, obviously this is so unique. You're not used to getting to an NCAA tournament venue this early. We came in Sunday night after the selection show. We bust in from Dayton, which, was an easy drive in and nice situation that we could get here, without having to get on the plane. But once we got here, it was testing, kind of isolation for close to 24 hours, test again. So, the nerves of waiting for that test is obviously something that's hard to explain. We've done it so much, but now that you're at this time of year, it's really just the importance is so heightened because there is no tomorrow if you get the wrong results. So, yeah, I think the guys have been great. Monday was a chance to just kind of get them back out on the floor after the disappointment of Sunday. And we've had 3 really good practices. Tonight we were at the venue, which was that we'll play on Saturday night, which is great. And we're just trying to ramp it up as the week goes along. But if the guys are anything like I am, we're just ready to play. Like it's been a long week, but the alternative is obviously not as good as this situation.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Long week, long year. I mean, long season. It's been insane from South Dakota to here. I mean, it's from our side of things, it's just been super impressive how y'all have handled it and just all of that. And yeah, so you came in, I just wanted to quickly hit this. You guys got to dance that first season, right? When you came in with Mike.
No, so the first season we didn't. The first season was a year of transition. I really believe with that team, we had, I think, 9 new guys or 8 new guys and obviously a new staff. I believe by the end of the year, we could be pretty good. And I think the way we played Rhode Island in the quarterfinal game of that year, I felt like we should have won that game and could have won that game. And I felt like we were finally playing the way that team could play. But we had a lot of injuries. And a lot of things that you go through, but our second year, obviously,
year,
and going to the NCAA tournament. So this is our second time. Last year, obviously, was a wash for everyone, which was, disappointing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, go ahead, Billy.
On that note, obviously Marcus got hurt, and looking back, that he was the best player or the most productive player on the team. Do you think even if he's healthy, was that a tough matchup? Or do you think the game would have been totally different with the healthy Marcus and everything?
I think that, first of all, it was remarkable that the kid even went out there. I mean, that's a 6 to 8 week type of injury, the bone bruise that he suffered in that quarterfinal game. And 1 week later, we tipped off and he's out there playing. I think UCF was a really good team. They obviously had multiple guys that had potential and did play some in the NBA. Taco Fall is just, it's something you can't simulate. And I know people got brooms out there trying to simulate how tall he is. Like literally he was, the rule is if you're a secondary defender and you're in the circle, if you don't leave your feet and there's contact, it's automatic foul. But how do you ref a guy that when he puts his hands up, his hands are at the rim You just assume as a referee that he has left the floor. So it was a tough matchup. I do believe that Marcus looked really good to start the game, and I think as he wore down some, I think we lost some confidence. I mean, we had a great start, and then offensively, a lot of things ran through him. So when it kind of he wasn't able to really get by his guy, and they were really good defensively, I think it took some momentum away from us, and it is what it is. I mean, it was just awesome that he was out there. I mean, I was
Of course.
so proud to be his coach that day and to watch him go out there and compete.
Yeah, and to carry that forward, so to in a couple nights, we're kind of not in the exact same situation, but we got some injuries on the players, and I mean, Joe Lenardi, is out there talking about Bones a little bit, and so yeah, we wanted to know just how the health is of the team, and are we coming into this as healthy as we can be?
Yeah, I feel like we're getting closer. I mean, Bones has been battling stuff the whole second half of the year that most people don't know about. What Vince has been going through has been, a lot of different things. There's been a lot of guys. I mean, the reality is when you get to this time of year, it's very rare that everyone is 100%. But I do feel like we're getting closer and, excited to have everybody out there together and hopefully playing at a high level.
Yeah, and matchup wise, no Taco Fall this time, but yeah, talk about any kind of key matchups that you're, zoning in on and focusing in on.
Yeah, it's a difficult team to kind of just hone in on one guy. I mean, obviously, Chris Duarte is an NBA player. He's going to play in the NBA. He's phenomenal. But when you have 5 starters that all average, double figures, they all shoot the three very well. They shoot almost 38% from three. They really don't start a true traditional center with the kid Amarori as their center at 6'6" or whatever, but handles the ball like a guard, shoots threes off the bounce, can get by you. It's obviously in some ways a very challenging situation, but for the strengths that they have, they also have some weaknesses just like every other team, and we have to be ready to take advantage of those. But when you look across the board, when you look on paper, you say they got 5 really good players.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Reminds me of St. Bonaventure, just 5 solid.
Bonnie, same way, right?
Yeah. I mean, and listen, everybody has their own philosophy how they do things, and they suffered some injuries early in the year that's put them in this situation. Obviously, they had one of the best players in the country as an incoming freshman that got hurt in Neftafali. So you just kind of look around and say, this is what they got, and just very similar to Bonaventure, they're going to throw those 5 or 6 guys at you. They're going to come at you for 40 minutes, and you have to be ready.
Yep. Yeah, definitely look forward to it. But before we get to too many of the hard-hitting questions, I just wanted to level set everybody watching, listening in on, who JD is. And that's why we wanted to get you on the podcast is, Billy's been singing your praises literally all year. At the beginning of the year, he's just been in my ear.
4 years now. 4 years
Well,
now.
Seriously.
Well, Mac, this is all clarity. Mac is the man.
Yes.
And Mac, blessed, like I said, from day one, it's like JD is the guy. Like I love. So instantly you had a lot of credibility beyond being a coach and doing a good job and all that. Like, because Mac's the guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mac's been awesome.
Yep. And so the guy behind the guy is what I like to call you. One of the main cogs to seeing what we see actually on the court, right? And so for the past, few years, handful of years to some degree, just like the quality of players that we see on the court. So tell us a little bit about just, you being the integral behind the scenes part of the system of the well-oiled, VCU Rams machine.
Yeah. I mean, we're, first of all, and most people that are watching this or listening probably know, I mean, we're just very fortunate to work for one of the best in the business, not just as a basketball coach, but just as a person. So, Mike is awesome. He really gives us a lot of responsibility. That's all of us, but, Brent and Jamal as assistants as well. Like, I think the best thing is we work really well together, and we each have our individual strengths, but I've been on a lot of really good staffs. I think the thing about this staff is I work with guys that can really do everything. They can all recruit, they can all coach, and they don't have egos. Whereas, if one of us has a certain responsibility, we're really all chipping in and helping. People always want to take, credit for getting a commitment from a kid. The reality is we're all having conversations with that kid. One person might have the lead, but it takes all of us. And, I think that's the unique system that Coach Rhoades has built. And, so I'm just lucky to be a part of it. I try to work really hard at it, like the other guys, every day. I know there's a proud tradition here at VCU. And I know when we got picked 9th this year and Richmond got picked first, the reality is there was some former assistants and former people that felt a certain way about that. And I felt a certain way also. And, so to don't forget that coaches have chips on their shoulder also, right, just like players. And
fans.
Yeah, and fans.
Stupid fans.
Yeah, no. And listen, I love our fan base. And last year was really tough. We took, as a staff, we took a lot of abuse. But what I loved about it is you guys want us to win. And just know that every day, 365, we're doing everything we can to make you guys proud and to bring home a winning program, but also guys you guys are proud of. And, that's really what I care about. Care about the kids. I care about our fan base, our administration. And that's really as simple as that. There's nothing else egotistically that goes into this outside of making you guys proud and doing right by these kids.
Yeah, no, that's great stuff. Yeah, definitely. I wanted to get really quick, look, your background, kind of where you came from and all that. Just really, the big question I have is, where's your love affair with Coach Rhoades begin? Like, I see all these connections, like,
hey, it wasn't a love affair because the guy chose a different player than me. So
there you go. Talk about that a little bit. Yeah.
He recruited me at Randolph-Macon. He had recruited my high school teammate the year before. The kid was 6'8", was a good player, and went to Macon. And I think he was a little hesitant about me because I think I reminded him a little bit of himself. I had a little bit of, I had a lot of cockiness. I played with a certain swag, and I think Mike did as well. Even though we all try to hide that as we get older because, we're coaches and we're trying to teach guys how to play the right way. So he ended up taking a player instead of me. And I kind of said in a moment, like, forget that guy. Like, if he doesn't believe in me, well, I ended up going to his alma mater.
Yep.
And chasing his records the whole time I was there. And obviously Mike, phenomenal player, 2,000 point scorer, won a national championship. So I had a lot to live up to. But, my second year second year out of school, I came back to Lebanon Valley as an assistant. And in September of that year, I ran into Coach at John Carroll High School in Maryland. And we sat there and talked, and actually Jimmy Martelli was his assistant at the time, and Jimmy and I were close from playing against one another. And he was at Dickinson when I was at Lebanon Valley.
Right.
And, it just came to find out, to happen that Jimmy ends up going to Robert Morris, and Coach called Coach McAllister, and that's how I ended up with Coach. And so he left me to go to VCU, but he left me in good hands with Nathan Davis, who came in at Randolph-Macon. And then I got into Division I, and honestly, Coach has helped me every step along the way. He helped me get to St. Francis. He helped me get to Radford. And, the day he got the Rice job, he called me and he said, "Are you in?" That was it. That was the question. Actually, it was a text. I'm going to Rice. Are you in? And I'm like, yeah, I don't even know where Rice is, but I'm going. So, I never.
Somewhere between the beat and the salsa, right?
I mean, are you talking about going out to eat or what?
Yeah, I mean, I've been to Houston for the Final Four, and that was it. And I love my 3 years in Houston, but that's how it all connected. And if you look at the coaching tree that he has that extends into Coach Smart, that, extends all, it's all about connections and relationships. And I think if you treat people the right way, in my case, work really hard for Coach and be a good person, it takes care of itself. So that's where it all started. Like I said, it didn't start as love, but it's a lot of love at this point.
Hey, it starts with the chip on your shoulder. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
JD. So real quick, because this is something we want to talk about, because we don't try to get down into, tell us about the diamond press and stuff and all that. Right. So I feel like Radford, maybe in addition to everything I've heard about Mike Jones, is he's just, the man. He's a wonderful human being, as like Shaka and like Coach. But I feel like maybe there was some other significant events that occurred in your life there that impacted you going forward. So why don't you talk about what I think I'm talking about, and then I assume that's where you met your wife, and then how do you have? I think it's fascinating and awesome but it's got to be tough. So how do you guys balance that out? She's in Blacksburg, you're in Richmond. How do you do that?
Yeah. Obviously, my situation is a little different than a lot of others, and I wouldn't recommend it, just to be honest with you. But we do make it work. So my wife, when I got to Radford, I was actually in a relationship, and shortly after, maybe my second year, she got engaged at the time, and she was just. First of all, she's a baller herself. Like, she played hoops growing up. She used to go to North Carolina's camp. She loves Michael Jordan just like I do. She grew up in Chicago, but she happened to coach volleyball, and she was there, and she would just be around. We'd be playing pickup at night. I was still young enough to play then, so we'd be playing pickup. She'd be hanging around, and we were just really good friends. And she ended up breaking off her engagement. My relationship ended up ending during the second year, and during my third and last year, I guess about January, we kind of started to get together. And come March, the day after our CBI tournament ended, actually we lost to ODU, which
Oh man,
I never like it. I never liked for that to happen. And they drilled us. It was ugly. But the day after, I'm going to Houston, and I'll be honest with you, we don't make it without her commitment. I mean, she would drive 2.5 hours to Charlotte, fly to Houston, come down there for a couple of days or a week or whatever, and then fly back. And
I didn't even think about the time you were in Houston, man.
The 3 years in Houston was really, really difficult. And then we obviously we got engaged my last year there. She was ready to quit, and she was going to move down to Houston. And when we started making our run that last year in Rice, I told her just to hold on, because I felt like something was going to happen. And, lo and behold, we ended up at VCU, close enough to make it work. And then last January, she got the Virginia Tech job. So, she's a really good coach, great mother. We have a 2-year-old now. And, so we make it work 2 hours and 45 minutes. And when we drive and just make the best of our time together, whether it's an evening, whether it's a day and a half, or whether we're fortunate enough, like during the pandemic, to actually spend 6 months together and have a normal marriage, I guess you would say.
Did you spend more time in Blacksburg or in Richmond in that stretch?
Richmond. Yeah. Okay. We spend most of our time up here. I mean, the great part about being a head coach is you dictate your own schedule. I don't have that. Right. I don't have that luxury yet.
Not yet.
So we spend most of the time up there. I think this off season, I'll spend a lot of time down there. And, I want to see her get that thing rolling like I know she can.
Right. Well, she's definitely doing better than the UVA staff is doing. We know that. So
rough day.
I just saw on Twitter. I don't know if you saw on Twitter today, Matt. The whole staff is fired and they shut down the program because they didn't release why. But I'm just like, holy mackerel, Yeah. So you mentioned you're a big Michael Jordan fan. From going through your Twitter, it seems like you have at least an admiration for Eldrick Tiger Woods. Yep. So, is it worth talking about? Because you seem really passionate about him.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up. My grandfather played golf. About 9 years old, he started to get me into the game, and then spent a lot of time playing with my dad. Never took many lessons, just kind of got into it, and ended up getting pretty good at it. Played a little bit in college, along with being. Oh, wow. Playing basketball, which was one of the things I was looking for when I went to a school, is to be able to play both. And since getting with Coach, my golf game has gotten significantly worse. But I'll
get you in touch with Coach Ball. I know Coach Ball.
Yeah, no, I really enjoy it. I love Tiger's competitiveness. I love the fire that he played with. That's how I played, all sports. I love greatness, and that guy was. He's went through a lot, and some of it was self-inflicted for sure. But his perseverance, his toughness has shined through, and there was nothing like watching him on Sunday wearing the red. I said in Dayton on Sunday that in honor of him, I wanted to have a red shirt on somewhere, especially in UD Arena. Right. But I know that's frowned upon in VCU country because of the spiders across town.
Yeah, you didn't want that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's he's right here from Orange County. I watched that HBO special, and I thought they got a little trashy, but overall I thought it was pretty balanced. I learned stuff about him, and I'm a decent, Tiger fan myself. I learned a lot in that special.
There's a reason we're all the way we are. I mean, there's the influences. I think if we all dove into our own stories and you really got into it, you would see that so many different people or different circumstances and situations impacted who we became.
Yeah.
And, some people can overcome the negative. Some people, it ends up haunting them in some way. And, I think they did a pretty honest job of giving the story. I mean, obviously none of us really know what went on, but, I thought it
Right.
was unique to see it. And, I hope he can come back from the car crash. I think,
Yeah, me too.
I
That
think
was
he's been so good for the tour because he went through so long with just, he didn't talk to anyone. He wasn't friendly. He was just tunnel vision, which I loved about him. But this young generation coming up grew up and played golf because of him.
Yep.
So what he's now giving them, advice and playing practice rounds with guys like Justin Thomas, I think it's pretty cool. And I think that's what this world's about, is about giving back.
Yep.
And he's starting to do that, which is cool.
Well, one of the guys this weekend, I can't remember, it was DeChambeau. And they were like, they just said it flat. They're like, we're not here. If it's not for Tiger, we're not here. We're not making this. He goes, I'm not living the life I'm living. We owe it all, because, they all wore the red. So
Yeah.
I think it's cool how he's, like you said, how he's embraced that elder statesman, that big brother, where when he was young, he didn't. Because, he has a lot in common with Michael and Kobe.
Oh, yeah.
They're almost like autistic in the way that they just so focused on the sport. Not that LeBron and Larry Bird and all these other people weren't, obviously they have to be dedicated.
Yeah.
Those three seemed almost like they lost things, but they just wanted to be the best,
Yeah. I mean, they pursue greatness at the highest level and didn't let anything get in their way.
That's right.
It's a different mindset. Not many people can do that. And there are certain sacrifices that come with that. And, you lose opportunities and things like that. So, yeah, I think you're right on. And that's why those guys are the greats that they are.
Yeah. And so that sparked me to think this little kind of transition to talking a little bit of shop, a little bit of recruiting shop. We don't want to get too, deep in the weeds of trade secrets, and we don't want to let everybody know, all the good stuff you do and all the home runs that have been hit lately. So just wondering about that greatness piece, that it piece, when you're looking at guys. I mean, like I said, the guys on the court that we've seen this season have just been tremendous. So beyond being good, so we've seen, what they can do on the court. What do you look for in recruits? That it factor. What's the key intangible that you're out there looking at? Anything outside of the box that you're looking for?
Yeah, I mean, and I think this is what a lot of people don't understand is recruiting these guys is the quick 3-month, 5-month recruitments is where you end up missing on these pieces that you're talking about, and like really diving into their work ethic, diving into their character, just seeing if they fit the culture that we have at VCU. And I think that now that we've been here for 4 years, we've been really able to recruit these guys for longer periods of time, and we really know who they are and what makes them go. And I think that's the key, is finding guys that you're going to be able to connect with and you're going to be able to push, because there's a lot of talented basketball players.
Right.
But the difference between making it or being really good and not making it, it's a few things. I think character, I think your work ethic, I think your commitment to, just wanting to be a part of a good team. I think those things are only things that can be evaluated over a longer period of time. And I think that, we've made more effort to really get into those areas and to really dive into these guys and knowing them. And you're never going to be 100%. And obviously the COVID times have made it even harder, but that's our job. Our job is to really dive into these guys and get below the surface and get a chance to know them. And we have a really great group right now, and we need to continue to do what we've done. And I always feel like Coach has a great sense about kids as you get into the recruitment, and you kind of do what you do and put him in front of the kid. And I think eventually Coach he knows yes or no, and that's the unique part about working for him.
Nice. That's real nice. Yeah. Is there anybody that you put in front of him, he said, no, I don't know, or vice versa?
I mean, he definitely will throw the questions that you need to think hard about. And sometimes, in pursuit of trying to get a really good player, you can not overlook it, but you can look, I guess look past is a better way. And coach does a good job. But I also think just as a staff, we try to really all get involved and all talk about the different guys. And I think that helps. You know, at the end of the day, it's about getting it right. And again, it's not about who gets the credit and all that stuff. And they're coming here to play for Mike Rhoades, not JD Byers, not Brent Scott, not Jamal Brunt. Like that's not what this is about.
Right. And like I said, I mean, this year's proved it out. I mean, Billy's been hammering it all year. This is the special sauce. This is the secret sauce right here is great talent, great character. You know, we see it on the court every game. I mean, we're just so impressed. And, you know, from hey, people on the outside looking in say, you know, ninth, right? And all of a sudden, here we are, we're dancing. I mean,
yeah.
Insane.
I knew we weren't going to be ninth. I didn't know how good we could be. You know, the one thing I wouldn't, coaches kind of said you can never count out a group of guys that, you know, really love to do it. I think you got to take it a step further. You can't count out a group that's as competitive as these guys are. And at the end of the day, that's what they are. They're very competitive. They're certainly talented. But I mean, for however many games we played, I don't know, because we had so many games canceled and moved that I don't even know anymore. But
right.
Even on Sunday, we didn't have our best. You know, Bones getting 3 fouls in the first 6 minutes of the game, threw us for a loop. And there we are with 2 minutes to go. It's a 7-point game, and these guys are, you know, a couple rebounds away from having a chance to win. Like, it would have been very easy, knowing that we were in the tournament, win or lose, to say it wasn't our day. And those guys fought to the end. And I think that means we got the right guys in the locker room.
So Jay, just in this, I know you got to get going. We want you to get your rest. We want you to be ready to roll. But any thoughts on, you know, continued recruiting in this new era that looks like we're going to get some kind of free agency coming up? Like, what are your thoughts on that real quick? And how do you guys handle that?
Well, we're entering, a new era of college athletics. You know, and everybody has different feelings on it, but the reality is, the players are, you know, the student athletes are getting more power. And, you know, this is not the time to maybe debate why or how and all that stuff, but that's the reality. And,
Right.
You know, so I think what it is first of all, is the guys that are in your program that you've recruited is to do the best job you can with them in building trust, building relationship, to try to have a sustainable program. And I think here where we are, with the level we are and the commitment that VCU has made to basketball, this is a special place to be. And you don't find many places, excuse me, in the country that are better than VCU. And so, you know, I hope that allows us to really sustain our program and to keep guys for a long time. But yes, this gives us an opportunity to go out and get some other guys that have some college experience, but it's still all about the right fit and, you know, making sure that we put the right pieces together. So, you know, it's another element to it. You know, it used to be junior college and then it transitioned to prep schools. So this is stuff that we've all went through. It's just, like I said, it's a new era, and we have to adjust and be ready to, you know, capitalize on what's best for VCU.
I think we'll, you know, this is just obviously an opinion and I'm a homer, but like you said, facilities are facilities, and coaching staff and the support you get at VCU is unique. I think even if we, you know, do face some losses, right? Because it'd be crazy to think nobody's ever going to leave us, because, you know, Marcus left us last year, right? Unexpectedly.
Right.
And I think though VCU comes out as a net gainer, because I think more kids will want to come to VCU than want to leave VCU. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I've played or coached at Carolina. I've coached at against Carolina, coached against Kentucky. I've been to those venues. And it was cool. It was awesome. And I'm sure it's great to be a player there, the amenities and everything. Coming out in front of 7,600 people at the Stew is, I mean, it's unexplainable. The chills you get when you come out there, even as a coach that's, you know, been in it for 16 years. The fan support, the love they show our players, remarkable. The commitment financially, the practice facilities in general, you know, unreal. And then the thing is, like, coach has good people. We have a great staff, and the buildings and the bells and whistles are great, but the people have to make it work. And so it's our job to do the best we can to make these guys feel at home and to show them the respect that they need and deserve, and to help make them better basketball players and better people. That's our job. And that's not for everyone, by the way, because some people just want to come out and hoop and that's all they want to do. And
That's right.
we're about a little bit more than that, which makes this place even more special. So yeah, I think we could be a net gain when it's all said and done. But I just think you have to play the game that's out there and do the best you can to win that game as well.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And before we let you out and wish you luck and safety and all that good stuff, couple really big things. Bubble food, yay or nay? I mean, I hear a lot of back and forth about bubble food. What's up?
Here's what I would say. If you wanted better food, you would be at home watching the tournament.
Amen.
So,
Amen.
I'm not complaining about the food. I mean, it's like anything else. When you eat the same thing over and over again, yeah, it gets old. It doesn't matter how good it is. So, but I'll leave it at that. I'm not going to blame the chef right now.
Yeah. No.
I heard Mike's comment. I don't want a reporter tweeted it out, but he said, I don't know if y'all even saw it or not, but it was like Mike Rhoades said, "Hey man, it beats driving a van trying to eat while you're driving a van in the middle of the night." He goes, "I got no complaints about the food."
Yeah, no, Division III, we'd have a bag lunch with a soggy sandwich and an apple. So now we're doing just fine.
Right.
That humility stays. That's good stuff, man.
Yeah, no, that's good. And so I'm coming out there.
Any tough questions? I thought you guys had tough questions.
I know.
Hey, man.
Billy set this up. It was going to be tough.
I said we want to talk about what you want to talk about, man.
Real
We're
long.
talking about your family, Tiger Woods, good stuff,
Yeah. So I'm coming out there. Billy's, not. I don't know why, but he's not
Scared of COVID. That's why I'm scared of COVID. I'm scared. I'm waiting for my shot.
So, I mean, that's, bucket list for a lot of people, right? Get to the dance and cheer on their team. What's a bucket list for you? Like what, Masters is coming up. Have you been to what's
never been. Actually, Coach was asking about how to get tickets the other day. Mike Jones is in like the lottery, and like he tries every year.
10 years, man. No tickets.
Yeah, it's so difficult. So I would love to go. That would be I'd be awesome. I'm hoping to find somebody that can get me on that course. I'd rather go play it than be there and watch it. Right. But that'd be pretty cool.
Have you played Pebble?
I haven't.
All right, one day we're gonna do that, man.
I like
you pay $600, they let you play.
Yeah. No, if you pay the money, they will let you pay.
Hey,
I got to play one time. I'm terrible. I haven't played in years, and I got to play that. And I told somebody, because they give you a caddy and everything, and he pulled cart. And I was like, man, if this is how golf was, I'd actually be pretty good at golf. I think I shot better at Pebble than I shoot at like public courses. Because the guy tells you, aim right here, use this club and stuff. It's pretty sweet.
That is nice.
We'll get you out here one day.
Yeah, man. Well, like I said, we're just so appreciative of you and the program and just what the guys have done on the court. And we're just excited to cheer you on one more time, one big run here. Let's get a big run going. We'll be in town hollering, and y'all stay safe. Again, Billy, thanks for hooking this up.
Thank you, JD.
No, appreciate you guys. And
you're busy, man. So
I know the VCU fans will be loud on Saturday night. I know it's a late game, but I know I'll be hearing you guys in the stands when we run out there.
Yes, sir. Yep, we'll see you out there. And yeah, like I said, y'all stay safe and ramble on.
All right, appreciate you guys.
All right, bud.
All right.
Thanks, Maddie.
Yeah, man.
That was good. You did a good job. Seriously.
That was good stuff, man.
We didn't talk too much. We let him talk. That was good.
Yeah, no. That's exactly what you want.
Of course.
What an awesome dude, man.
What a nice guy.